we're going to talk about 5 ways that you can stop being nervous around women. For example, here I am in Italy. Let's say you're out having ice cream with a woman, right? Or not with a woman, you're out having ice cream and you see a woman there. One thing you always want to do is find a commonality. Establish an affinity about something around you. Look at your area and go, what can I talk about in my vicinity? A lot of times guys get so nervous because you get in your head and you think, I have to say all the right things, otherwise I'm gonna look like an idiot. She's never gonna talk to me again, and I'm gonna lose my chance with this beautiful woman. But at the end of the day, if you watch any of my videos, I always talk about, but most of the time you get in your head and you think like, I don't wanna ruin this, and I gotta say the right thing or she's gonna think I'm an idiot. But it's not about that. If you've watched my videos, I've talked a lot about establishing what? Connection. How do you establish connection with someone? Well, you look at your vicinity. So there I was at an ice cream shop and you talk just about that. Like, have you ever been here before? Like, look at your surroundings and go, what can I talk about so that I can keep the connection going? So when we're talking about something that we're both familiar about, we feel that sense of affinity. We feel that sense of connection. Like we're one, we're together. We're not alone in this. We're having ice cream together. And then that takes the pressure off of you of having to say the right thing. So one, what I'm essentially saying is look at your surroundings and find things to talk about regarding your surroundings. So that's the first thing. It doesn't all have to be about you. It can be about your surroundings. 2, that's the other thing. Be conscious of ways that you can find connection with her. So that's your second thing. Be conscious of ways that you can find connection with her. So I gave you the example of using your surroundings, but here's the thing. When we ask questions, essentially what we're asking for is, where do we have certain things in common? What can we connect over? So that's why it's really important to ask lots of questions. And so you can ask about where she's from, the background, and what you want to think about is, I am looking for similarities. What do we have in common together that we can connect over? Because when we have something in common to connect over, then it's like, it takes the pressure off of both. Then it doesn't seem as forced. So 1, be conscious of your surroundings so that you know, okay, what about my surroundings can I talk to her about? And the second thing is look for commonalities. What things do you guys have in common together? Asking those questions to find out what you have in common together. The third thing is this, and this is a huge one that I think too many men forget about, and it's just focusing on the fact that she is not the prize, she is curiosity. Let me say that again. She is not the prize, she is curiosity. What do I mean by that? That's going to take the pressure off of you. A lot of guys, when they meet a beautiful woman, they think she's the prize. You don't know if she's the prize yet. You know why? Because you don't know her. And so you don't know if she looks beautiful, but she's a basket case on the inside. Therefore, not what you want. She's not the prize. Your job is to remain curious. It's not, I have to get her right now. It's to remain curious. And listen, people are drawn to people who are curious. Why? Because essentially someone who's curious, they're going to take the time to get to know that person. They're going to ask more questions. They're going to be more intrigued. So instead of going, she's the prize, I have to get her, remain curious. She is your curiosity. So it's like, how many questions can I ask to get to know this girl? Because at the end of the day, she's not the prize unless you've verified that through asking lots of questions and seeing if you guys are connected. The fourth thing I want to tell you is to remember your value. That's the biggest thing. That is the biggest one right there. Remembering your value. What is it that you bring to the table? I know a lot of guys kind of forget themselves in the process of pursuing women. That's why I always say, become the man she can't resist while not losing yourself or her in the process. So what do you bring to the table? Who are you? What's your value? And I always say, I tell my clients, listen, if you don't know your value, then you better get with 5 friends that you trust and have them write a list of the things that they love about you, because you need to understand how other people see you, and you need to make sure that you're owning those parts of you. Because if you're not owning those parts of you, guess what? You're just giving them away and you're not taking into account why you really matter. And the 5th one is this. This is going to really help you with not feeling nervous. Lead with your best quality. Lead with your strength. So there are women out there who love smart guys. So maybe you're a smart guy. Maybe you're great at marketing. Maybe you've done something very adventurous in your life. You know, some women are bored out of their minds working a 9-to-5. What adventures have you gone on that you can tell her about? Lead with that. And so maybe that's something that she is really onto.